So welcome everyone to our weekly team call, and we're honored tonight to have a very special guest, which we'll be introducing in a minute to you. Just hope that you all have had a wonderful week. I wanted to do a quick run through of our top 10 producers for the week. We have, what we do is we look at the volume for the week prior, and we're going through and recognizing everyone based on their PV. We pick the top 10 trendsetters every week. So this week, Lee Ratterman has 938 points, and I'm going to explain like what a point is too in a second. Tracy Vinarini with 885, Jen Thatcher with 796, Laura Mendel with 786, Gretchen Bates with 645, Joey Devick with 555, Lisa Martin with 465, Diana Keeler with 446, Grace Marie Boland with 435, and Nikki Kozlowski with 421. And basically those numbers represent people that you're helping in sales, transactions. So every time someone buys a challenge pack, it's worth a certain point value. And every time you sell a Shakeology or someone's monthly order hits, it's points. So Shakeology is 90 points, and a challenge pack can vary from 135 all the way up to 305. So those are really just people helped. And we're just to recognize those that are helping people. So when you see someone has 900 PD in a week, that means that, you know, we could just pull Shakeology. If it was just Shakeology, that was 10 Shakeology orders that week. And what happens is cumulative. So over time, you might get more and more customers on Home Direct. So you might have more orders hitting in a week. But if you're a rockstar coach and you come on and you sell 3 challenge packs in a week, I mean, you can make the top 10 if you're hitting 400, 500 points in a week. So I just wanted to explain to you where that comes from. I also wanted to do a quick recognition of those that have hit Success Club already this month. We have a dozen or so names I'm just going to read off. We have Dina Sears, Lisa Gratis, and Melissa Prestopino with Success Club 10 or higher this month, and Dora Rodriguez, Grace Marie Boland, Donna Villavicencio, Sala Ixman, Andy Stotts, Gretchen Bates, Christina Murata, Andrea Trin, and Carrie Casterly, all with Success Club 5 or higher. And this was as of 2 days ago. I did not pull the numbers this morning. So I apologize for not doing that. I thought about it, and sometimes I just think about things and I don't do that. So just a great job for everybody this week. And I wanted to turn the call over to Jen Thatcher, who's going to introduce our guest speaker. And do me a favor, you guys, when you're listening, if there's background noise in your phone or if you're on the phone, just mute your lines. I'll try and do that too for you if I hear a lot of noise coming from your phone. But that's just a courtesy to our guests, all right? I'm really excited to turn the call over to Jen right now. So I'm going to mute myself if you need me. So I'll be listening.
You're excited. I am so excited. I want to hug you through the screen right now. I'm so happy to see you. You guys, I want you to meet my friend Angela. We have been friends for, how long have you been married? 10 years?
No, 12.
Son of a gun. We've been friends for 14 years, is it? Something like that?
Yeah.
So I met Angela, we were living, I was living in a townhouse and she lived across the driveway from me. And I saw this girl and she's walking into her house. I'm like, oh, she looks super fun. And so one day I talked to her, and the next thing you know, we're drinking gin and tonics in the driveway every single evening. And I just loved her ever since. She does not know this. I might even start to cry. Oh my God. Okay. She does not know this, but you guys, I'm sure you've all read Compound Effect. So in the back of the Compound Effect, there's like these questionnaires that you fill out and stuff. So when son of a bitch, sorry. When I first signed up as a coach, I remember Lee was running a training group and stuff, and we were reading the Compound Effect in the training group. And in the back of the book, it had all these like different questionnaires and stuff. So I was writing down, and it says, name one person that you look up to. And so I wrote down Ange Maloney. And there are all these reasons why I looked up to her, because she's one of those people that she walks in the room and everyone turns their head. She is the one that doesn't say anything bad about anybody ever. She's just the person that you want on your side, and just the sweetest heart and the best accent you've ever heard. So I'm really excited for her to be on the call tonight. And I'm sorry I'm getting so emotional. It's ridiculous. Anyway, enough of that. So Ange signed up as a coach it was January of 2015, was it?
Yeah.
Good. So she made Premier Coach by December, and she is a 2-star diamond, and she is killing it in Mississippi. She lives in Oxford, Mississippi. She's a huge Ole Miss fan. She's married to Sean. She's got 2 gorgeous kids. And she has hit Success Club 10 every single month since she's been a coach. And she gets Success Club points like no one I've ever met before. So I'm excited to have her share a little bit about herself and how she got into the biz. And we're going to ask her some questions afterwards. So write your questions down. And Ange, go ahead.
Oh my God.
I need
what
a
an
Kleenex.
intro. I don't even know what to say. JT, that was deep. I love you. That was so sweet. I just love you to pieces. Sorry, y'all. We're having a little moment with all of you witnessing. So, hi, I'm Angela, and like she said, I live in Oxford, Mississippi. I'm a Southern girl, but I was transplanted in Chicago for 10 years, and that's how I met Jen. And we connected, and I said, hey, you want to be in my wedding? Sure. And so then I moved away. I moved away. Then I got married in Mississippi, and I've been gone ever since. And I knew Jen was a Beachbody coach, and that wasn't even on my radar forever. I did P90X years ago, and then after kids, I started getting back in the groove, and I needed help. And she had been a coach for years, and it's so crazy to me how circles reconnect, and you all know how that works because I know we all have stories like that. But anyway, I am so far away from her now, but now I see her. I saw her on the cruise, the Success Club cruise, and stuff like that. It's so exciting. And I'll see you at Summit because you're not pregnant this time.
That's true.
Anyway, okay, enough rambling. So I'm really happy to be here, and I appreciate y'all listening. And I'm going to talk about Success Club, as you know. And honestly, that was the first thing that I grasped when I became a coach. You know, that I know a lot of coaches are like that, but my team leads with Success Club. If you figure out Success Club, everything else kind of falls into place, right? Whether it's challengers turning into coaches and bigger challenge groups and rank advancement and all of that. I really think if you can figure out Success Club, you can really be successful. And so that's how I lead my team. We're very Success Club driven. I basically say, hey, I don't get a lot of that stuff either when I started coaching, but just go for those points. You know, you get those 2 points when you help somebody with it, and then you get another 2 points, and just do 2 + 2 + 2 + 2, and we'll figure it out later. And so I think that has really helped because all the Beachbody stuff hurts my brain sometimes in explaining it to people, and y'all know what I mean. So if you can simplify it, I think it really can help a lot. So I have an outline, and I can either share my screen if that would help y'all to write down the points I'm going to talk about, or I can just send it to you later, whatever you want, Jen. Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, totally, if you can.
Okay. I know I like to see things visually and write them down, so I'm going to share my outline. Okay. Y'all let me know if you can see it.
Yep, we can see it.
Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, so hitting Success Club. My first thing is my secret sauce. So basically I have 4 things. Really hard work, and we all know that that's a must in this business. The second thing is to never shut up about the business. So I never shut up about it. I hope I'm not annoying. I don't think I'm annoying. Maybe I am, but I just never shut up about it. It's what I do. It's what I love. And I think if you can never shut up about it to a point, people start to really believe you because you're credible. You know what you're talking about. The third thing is that I own it. And that kind of goes in with the second one. I think if you own anything in life, you could be successful at it. And a lot of people or coaches that don't own this business and don't own that they coach and don't own what we do, and they're scared and they're not confident, then it's really hard to have people join you. And so the fourth thing is to have confidence. That's my other secret sauce. And if you don't have confidence, then you got to read your PD to get confidence and to learn how to be more confident. So anyway, I'll touch on all of those in a little bit. So my first big bulk of Success Club are my daily activities. So our team is really challenge group driven, and I'm going to assume y'all's is too, because I know, Jen, you're very challenge group driven. I see a lot of teams that aren't necessarily challenge group driven. That's not what they go after. So I think, first of all, if you're doing that, then obviously that's where it is. So I try and have awesome challenge groups, and I try to always change them up, because I feel like if you have awesome challenge groups, obviously it makes you successful, but there's so many things that come from it, right? So in my challenge groups, I do tons of videos. I'm really goofy. I'm not serious. We'll do quick pop-up challenges for the day. Nothing is stoic. Nothing is black and white, right? This is life. Everyone's got crazy going on somewhere. So talk about it. And I think if you can be as organic in those as possible and put as much time in those as possible, I think that you get a huge return. So I put most of my focus in challenge groups as opposed to recruiting. Now that's starting to shift a little bit for me, because I really have big goals for the end of the year, but I feel like starting coaches off right and everyone really kicking butt in their challenge groups with fun new ideas and thinking outside the box, that is a huge one. Like we'll do, your unboxing of your challenge pack, and I'll do some crazy pop-up videos where I'm like, hey, did you go up in your weights today? And I'll do another one 3 hours later and be like, hey, did you go up in your weights? Or I'll have the kids in the car say, did you go up in your weights? Like, we'll just do silly stuff, and people love it. So if they love your challenge group, they're going to send you referrals, right? So I'll talk about that in a minute. But, really look at your challenge groups and what you're doing and see how you can make them better. And that's a huge one. Being a product of the product. And I get so sick of hearing that, and I'm not saying that in a rude way to Beachbody. It's a vital behavior, but like no, for real, you got to be a product of the product, not just say, yes, I am. Yes, I'm doing this. Like, what are you doing? And so you have to post with value. I cannot stand a post that has no value at all. Yes, you have fluffer posts. We all do. But if you don't have value as a person, people aren't going to come to you, and they're not going to trust you with what you say. So how do you add value? Talk about your journey. And I don't mean the first post you ever do as a Beachbody coach saying, this is my journey. This is what's my transformation. Yes, you said that, but there's nuggets you can take from that forever and ever and ever and ever, right? You can talk about things in your childhood. You can talk about body issues. You can talk about confidence issues. You can talk about things you're great at. Whatever you want to talk about has to have value, or you're just another person on Facebook or another person on Instagram or somebody trying to make money somewhere. So if you can post with value and dig deep, and I always tell my coaches, get a piece of paper, let's dig deep today. I know you lost 40 pounds a year and a half ago, but now what's deep about you that you can create value with and really keep digging down layer after layer? Because when you've been a coach for a while, you feel like you run out of stuff to talk about, right? So, if you can write it down and kind of dig deep on each thing you write down and plan that out, as in, okay, today I'm going to talk about how, and I was going to post about this soon, how I always hated my thighs as a cheerleader. I was so self-confident about it, and I struggled with my legs my whole life. And now that's the one thing that I work so hard on that I'm the most proud of. And I would have never thought of doing that post I don't know, 6 months ago. It's like it's always evolving. So anyway, you want to try and not post a lot of graphics. I'm always telling my coaches, don't just post quotes. People want to see your face. So put your face next to whatever you want to talk about, because it's not going to stop a scroll. So, you know, put you in there. It doesn't have to be a silly, you know, a perfect selfie every day. That's not what I'm saying. Just have your face in there to create that value too. Okay, my contact list. Everyone should have one. I use a good old Excel document. I'm an Excel girl. I literally put the date, the person's name. And you know what? Since I'm already on my screen, I'm going to show y'all real quick what it looks like. It's so basic. This is nothing beautiful. I can't get complicated or my brain hurts. So I have the date, the person's name, and then follow-up dates that I talk to them, the program they're interested in, and maybe a note about them if their name doesn't come to mind. I change it to yellow when they buy a challenge pack. I just did a bunch of inviting the last couple of days, so these aren't yellow yet, but I change them all to yellow when they buy a challenge pack. So, you know, I like to go through and at a quick glance see who I'm converting, and if I'm doing a crappy job lately, or if my track record's looking pretty good. So I'm a visual person, and if I can see this, it helps me a lot. So, you know, get a contact list, and if it's notebook and paper, great. Whatever floats your boat. But I will go back to last summer, and I just started doing this. Going back to last summer's Excel document, and anyone that's white, I will go message them, and I'm starting to do that and be like, hey, last summer you were interested, you know, hey, are you ready? Do you feel like now's a good time? I mean, I don't beat around the bush and say, hey, how's the weather in Washington? I'm like, hey, you asked me about information last year, and I just wanted to know if you were still interested, and started that conversation again. So anyway, I would die without this. I sit down every night and go through my Facebook messages and log them on my sheet, because, you know, when we're out and about talking to people, if you just use your Facebook messages or whatever way you keep your contacts together, you get messy and people get lost in the shuffle. So I think this is it works for me. So I highly suggest a contact list.
I have one like that, Angela, that I've used. I'm going to share it with the group, guys. It's very similar. I mean, it might not be exact, but that's been when I was really, really tracking. That's what I use. Okay, good. So you're an Excel girl too, Lee? Yeah, Microsoft Office. It just works for me. Okay, so the next one, turn every conversation into a challenge pack sale. So because you've already created that value in your post, and people get you, and they know what you're about, and they know how strongly you feel about this, you're owning this business, and you're owning your credibility, right? So when they ask you about it, you're not starting to sell yourself on being the expert, right? You've already done that. That is clear as crystal. So that's when you just start talking about how I can help you. I offer this, which is a challenge pack, and that's what you need to purchase so we can rock this thing together. I think that first conversation that you have with somebody is so crucial, and so crucial not to word vomit, and literally just get to know them, let them know what you offer, and really own what you do. It's just like any service you go get. You know, you're not going to ask the massage therapist if you could just do one arm and not both to get it for cheaper, right? I mean, you're going to say, this is what it costs, and this is what I'm going to give you. So I think that's a huge one, is that conversation and getting confident in that conversation.
if they ask about Shakeology or they ask about the program, you know, that's your in. They've asked, this is what I can provide you, because what we provide is awesome. So so that conversation, that initial one, is so important. And if you're not good with that conversation, I think getting out there and inviting, and I'll talk about that in a minute, can help so much. Referrals. So I would say half my Success Club points a month are referrals. And, you know, it wasn't like that as much in the beginning, but now that my warm market's gone, I feel that because my challenge groups are fun, that's why I get a lot of referrals. And because I pour my heart and soul in my challenge groups, people want to refer people to me. I know challenge groups can get mundane sometimes, and you feel like I'm wasting all my day in my challenge group. I have other things to do, which is a legit concern. But if you can sit down and think of some awesome ways to spice up your groups, it's so worth it. So basically every month when that number goes back to 0 and I'm like, okay, here we go again, right? You kind of all freak out for a minute. You're like, there's no way I can do that again. And the referrals start coming in. And then even if I don't convert them to a challenge pack yet, I'm asking them if there's someone in their life that they would like to connect me with, that I could help. In my challenge groups, I will straight up ask for referrals. And I won't say it like that, but I'll say, hey, do you have someone in your life that you want to do this with again, or someone in your life that you want to help? Tell them to reach out. Give me a shout out. Give me their number. I'm happy to reach out to them. And usually people won't post in there, yes, ooh, my mom's ready. You know, they'll send me a private message and say, listen, my mom's really struggling. She needs to do this with me. And, you know, then I'm like, great, send us a group message on Facebook, you, me, and mom. And we can chat and see if this is a program for her. So referrals are huge for me, challenge pack, huge. Without referrals, I'd probably get half what the numbers I get now. So I really feel like that goes back to having awesome challenge groups and paying attention in there and reaching out to people in those groups as much as possible. I always have in my brain, do I have a point for the day of the month that it is? So by June 21st, I should have 21 points minimum. And if I don't, then that is my reminder wherever I am. Say I can't work the business tomorrow, I've got a kid activity and we've got dinner out or whatever. If I'm not in front of my computer or my notebook or my contact list, in my head I will say, what day is it? Ooh, I better send out a few invites, or, you know, I gotta get 3 people converted so that I can get caught up. That's just my mental reminder. It keeps me on track. It makes my goal 30 every month. And I just feel like it's a great way to stay on it when you're not working, as a mental reminder. And then inviting. So honestly, up until a few months ago, I was not a huge inviter. I more along the lines did all my energies in my posts, and I got really good feedback from them and a lot of referrals, as I was saying. But like in the last 4 months, like after the first of the year, after I've been coaching like 13 months or so, it was like, and I started freaking out. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. I've been a coach for a year and I don't invite people. And so I realized I was not leading my team correctly, right? Because not everybody can just not invite and get Success Club. You know, it's what you're good at. It's whatever works for you. And so in inviting, that I've really been concentrating on the last 6 months or so, I feel like the way to invite is obviously not to word vomit, but look at your likes on your posts. Look at your likes that are different between family posts and fitness posts, right? See who those different people are, and write their names down, and people that aren't already your coaches or people that are your challengers, reach out to them. And what I've found when I reach out is, I don't, like I said, I don't say, how's the weather? I don't BS. They know what I'm about, right? They've already liked my post. They know I'm a Beachbody coach. They know I love this stuff. And so when I reach out, I'm like, hey, how are you? I would love for you to come work out with me. Any interest? Can I give you some info? Go the straight up real route, right? When someone sends me a private message about Rodan and Fields or all those other companies that I have tons of friends that are reps in, it's not a bashing thing at all. But when they send me that message, I'm just scanning to the bottom to see what that last question is. Do I want to buy, or whatever they're trying to get me to do? And I'm not really going to read what they're saying. So I use that in my invites, and I kind of reverse it and say, what would I want to read? I just want to know what they want. Why is this person contacting me? So I feel as real as you can be in those invites, and just be straight up and say, hey, you want to come work out with me? I want to give you some info. I love being healthy and fit and talking to people about being healthy and fit. No one's going to be like, oh, healthy and fit. That's so dumb. Or, they're going to, everyone's going towards healthy lifestyles. And I'm so proud to talk about that instead of maybe a material object like some other companies that I feel like it's a no-brainer. That they're going to at least say, oh, I need to do that. Or, oh, yeah, give me some more information, whether they have any idea if they want to do it or not. Okay. Next point, own it. So I know I touched on this a little bit already, but I feel like in life, if you can own anything you do, you immediately have credibility, and people aren't going to doubt you. Now, they may not agree with what you're doing or may not want what you're selling, but if you own it, they have respect for you. And I kind of, the best example, and I know this is nerdy, but let's say you bring your cooler full of your healthy, clean food to work, and you've got your containers, and they're full of vegetables and fish, and the whole office is going out for pizza for lunch, and you're whipping out your cooler, and you're sitting there at your desk with your fish and your veggies, and they're making fun of you. They're like, oh, okay, eat your fish, you're a loser, or whatever. And if you sit there in the corner and you're like, oh, this is the worst, I hate diets, this is never going to work, I hate y'all, then they're going to jump all over you, right? They're going to feed off that negativity. But if you're like, I'm eating my fish and veggies, and I'm going to look badass in my bikini this summer, y'all go on and eat your nasty pizza, they're going to be like, all right. I feel you, I know that's a silly example, but if you just own it, people respect you. So just own that you're a coach, and own that this is what you do. And if they're not interested in it, their loss. But that confidence demands respect. And I think respect goes a long way, especially in multi-level marketing. So own it. Okay, the next one, have a planner and use it. I'm not going to go into a planner. We all know what a planner is. But in my planner, every week, I use like the billboard old school kind. Erin Condren hurts my brain and all that fluffy stuff. I want black and white lines. So like right here, I know you can't see, but those are just names of people under challenge packs. So every week I flip that page. Those are my hot customers. Those are not the ones that are deep in my contact list that I can't think of. Those are the ones that I'm almost positive are going to buy this week. So some names get transferred over from the previous week. New names are added, and I highlight them as they buy their challenge pack. And I love to flip back through and look at that in all my weeks, because I do it every single week. And it really helps me front and center see who my hot people are. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm a mom of 2 kids, a stepmom of 2 kids. I have no brain anymore. And if it is not written down, I will forget. And someone that was going to buy a challenge book yesterday, I could forget about them tomorrow because I'm thinking of a million other things. So that helps, the hot customer section. Running groups, even when it's not ideal for you. This one is when I learned the hard way. So some of you may do multi-groups that never end, that are always revolving. But if you have groups that start and end, try and always have a group going, even if it doesn't work for your personal schedule, because it's so easy to do that. You know, there's post Cron, Hootsuite, there's the Challenge Tracker app where you can schedule your posts. I see so many coaches say, ooh, I can't run a group in July. I've got too much going on. And I'll be like, okay, that's cool. But you're letting all these people that may want to work with you, you're letting them know that you're not available for a month. You know, business closed. And I think that's a huge missed opportunity. So even when we were on that Success Club cruise, I had a group going. I'm sure lots of coaches did. But, you know, there's some people that would be like, I can't run a group. I'm on a cruise. But that was like prime spring break time. And I wasn't going to give up that chunk of time when all I had to do was schedule some posts, ask some challengers to step up as leaders while I was gone, groom them to be my coaches that I was plugging in my next sneak peek. I mean, it's like, it's just a no-brainer. So try and look at your schedule and open it up a little more. Maybe if you're being a little too closed with it. Okay, Shako orders. This is an easy one, but this is one of the reasons that I hit Success Club points or higher, because I cringe if there's ever a one-time order. Now, I know customer leads a lot are one-time Shako orders, but anybody that's going to buy Shako from me, I'm like, don't do one time. Like, that's just not even going to happen. I will make a note in my calendar and I will say, listen, in 29 days, I will message you and let you know it's about to renew. I mean, it's as easy as flipping to the page, writing their name, and on that day 29, I'll be like, hey, it's about to renew. I know that you wanted to only do one shipment. Do you still want to do that? If so, here's the number to cancel. But I bet you love it. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to try a new flavor, or maybe they postpone it. But to me, you miss that one point if you're doing the one-time order, and they probably are going to stay on it longer than one time anyway, and they don't want to pay the $13 shipping or whatever that crazy mess is instead of the $2 shipping. So, and I don't really think orders should be Shako alone anyway when there's a $140 challenge pack, right? That doesn't really happen, but if it's someone that's adamant about just wanting Shakeology, then it should be a point. Okay, so let's see, where am I? So my number one tool is that previously established value results in a need. So they are coming to you with a need, or you are reaching out to them to find out what their need is. Everybody has a need. But your previously established value is what's going to give you credit and what's going to make you legit. So it's basically being a good salesperson. And I know we don't want to be salesy. That's not what I'm saying. But going back to the owning it and the having confidence, you're really not going to buy from someone that is not confident about a service they provide. You're going to shop somewhere else, or you're going to look somewhere else. So if you're not a good salesperson, then you need to read your PD and pump yourself up. Take some Energize before you do a sneak peek. I'm not kidding. Do whatever is going to help you. And I didn't do that tonight, believe it or not. I probably act like I am, but I don't need a lot of Energize. So if you can learn how to have that sales pitch that's not salesy, that shows that you own it and you love it, that goes so far. And if you can sell yourself that you come in that challenge pack too, that is so big. They open that bag and there you are. And the $140 or $160 or whatever it is, is getting you forever and ever and ever, right? So if you can really in that conversation talk about what you can offer as opposed to all the black and white details. It costs this, you get bod, talk about you first and how you are going to help them get to this end goal, and then give all the nitty gritty details, because then they're listening. They're like, all right, you're my personal trainer. Cool. I don't have to go to a gym. Awesome. Elevator pitch. So if you've been coaching for a while, and even if you haven't, the people that know you're a coach or know that you do that beach body thing, they're going to ask you about it. And, you may get it. I live in a small town. I get it in the grocery store all the time. I mean, people are up in my face where I can't hide behind a keyboard, making myself sound, like I know everything in the world about Beachbody. So when they're in my face, I got to know what to say, because, face to face, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't have time to respond. You got to be there to talk. So if someone's like, oh, you do that Beachbody thing, right? Or what's that shake stuff you sell, or whatever they're saying to you, I'm like, yeah, girl, you need to do it. Everybody's doing it. You want to get awesome results? Talk to me. I would love to help you. Here's my card. And that goes back to owning it. So have a good elevator pitch. And mine's not even good. It's literally like, yeah, girl, let's do this. And whatever works for you. I know, I'm so professional, aren't I? And then lastly, I know y'all ready for me to stop talking. Create your brand, and don't appeal to the masses. You have heard that a million times. But I feel like if you can create your brand that sets you apart from all these other Beachbody coaches out there, or all these other personal trainers or gyms or whatever, you want to create your own reality show. And that's the best way that I know that I tell my coaches how to do it when they're scared to death and they have no idea what to post on Facebook. I'm like, what's your reality show? It's not all Beachbody. It's other stuff. And it takes time. But if you have a coach that's been around a while that is just kind of lost, have them start over. Go back to what you would put in your reality show. What are the 5 things that describe you, and post about those? I'm not a 5-day-a-post kind of girl, or 5 posts a day kind of girl. I usually, and I'm not saying your team needs to do what I say. I'm just saying I tell my team I would much rather 1 to 2 quality posts a day than 5, selfies of their face, not talking about anything. I think that quality is so important when you've got all this stuff in your news feed, that if you can try and really show your reality show, people understand you. And then when you're going to invite, or when they're coming to you, they know what they're getting already. It's literally now a conversation about how legit you are with your business and how you can help them. So I know I make it sound easier said than done. I struggle too. I have plenty of people ignore me in my invites. But you also have a lot that don't. So go out there and create your brand, and Success Club will follow. I mean it. All right. That's all I got.
Why is it that every time I talk to you, I feel like I need to have an accent? And I'm going to get off this call and be like, hey, honey, can you make me some food? I am so unbelievably proud of you. You are just amazing. And such amazing points and things that I wrote down. And I know people have probably got some questions, but I'm so grateful that you did this call for us. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you. I know I get rambly and kind of preachy, and I don't mean to.
No, you're not at all.
Passion.
Get excited.
All right. So questions. Do you prefer Facebook groups or do you run your groups on the Challenge Tracker app?
Okay, real talk here. I've used Facebook groups, forever, since I started, and I will have like 10 going at once or 9 going at once. And then as time goes on, I was like, oh my God, I got to get a life. And I would do fewer groups. But I've always done the start-stop group, start this day, end this day, because they've all pretty much been 21-day fix and extreme. Well, that's just not the case anymore, right? You've got hardcore and masters, hammer and chisel and whatever. So I started using the Challenge Tracker app because I thought that would be easier. Is that Mike?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Sorry. So on the Challenge Tracker app, I have been using it, but the reason I'm saying real talk is I love it, but all of a sudden I'm not loving it because it's kind of making it feel more impersonal. You can't upload a quick video. You have to put it on YouTube and then upload the YouTube video. You can't post multiple pictures at once, just one. And pictures and videos are huge in my groups, and most of yours too, I'm sure. So I'm kind of struggling with that a little bit, but I started a group that's going to last all summer called Summer Sculpt, and I'm going to use it all summer, and people can come and go as they want. And then at the end of the summer, I'm going to decide if I'm going to keep going with it because I really don't know if I like it better or not. It's still up in the air.
I feel the same way. I feel like I've lost that personal touch in the Challenge Tracker. I like it because it's easier to like preload stuff without having to use Hootsuite. But I feel like I've lost some of the conversations, some of the personal part of it. But that's just me.
I know. That's a tough one because the first 2 groups that I did on it were stop and start on the Challenge Tracker app. And I did a survey at the end. I'm like, y'all, if you hate this, tell me. If this sucks, tell me. We'll never use it again. And everyone said, we love it, we love it, we love it, we love it. And it was 2 groups back to back that said that. But now this revolving group, I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna fly. And so anyway, that's my take on it.
I think the advantage that Facebook has is that people click on other people and they friend them and they get to know them. That part of the interaction isn't there, which makes the group more tight. That's totally I think is missing.
And for some reason, I don't feel like people talk as much in the Challenge Tracker app. At least not on my end, they don't.
I agree.
Agreed. I think it's because when they sign up or when they go into, you have to change the settings and people might not know that. And then it says like that you don't get notifications or you don't want to see other people's. And while the coach knows that, the people don't. And so, yeah, I think coaches love it for what it is, but I don't think challengers love it.
And for me, it keeps me on task. That's why I love it. I'm not distracted when I go in to check my challenge group and these notices, Facebook, everybody's asking, and I'm like, squirrel. It just keeps me, I'm here to do my job. But I agree.
And then Jen Kelly wanted to know, do you invite everyone with no judgment? And can you share an example?
What do you mean no judgment? What does that mean?
Like, do you don't prejudge anybody? Like, you're not like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just invite anybody. There's no prejudgment beforehand. Like, you didn't like pre-stalk them to see if they'd like to work out or any of that stuff. So, I mean, that's the only thing I get a little bit leery about. I've been very heavy at one time, and if someone just reached out that was like way more physically fit than me, I would be like, are you just begging me because you think I'm a big girl? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like an insecurity that heavier set people tend to have. So that's what I was just wondering. So
no, I didn't know how I was reading that question, so I didn't mean that like, what? But I feel like so if they like your posts, I think that's an easy one, right? Hey, I see you like my posts. You know, can I give you some information on what I do? I love to help people feel better about themselves, or in that, if there's someone overweight, maybe, I'm all about the mind body health connection, and all I want to do is teach. I get cheesy though. I mean it. I'm like, and I mean it though. I'm a cheesy talker. So I'm like, I literally want to help every single person on this planet feel better about themselves. I don't care who you are, where you live, whatever. And I guess that's more of the owning it thing. Like, this is just what I do, and I want to help anyone and everyone. And if I can come across in my conversations like that, then I'm definitely going to try to. If they are, so for instance, I ran into someone on Saturday who doesn't live in Oxford anymore. She moved away. She was visiting, and into her. I knew that she'd gained a lot of weight because of Facebook over the last 3 years since I've seen her. I ran into her, and I know that's a little easier. So I was like, hey, and she said, "You're so inspiring. I love your posts." And I said, "Well, you should come work out with me sometime. Let's do a challenge group." And she was like, "No, I'm working with the trainer." I was like, "Okay, well, good for you." And then I went home, and the next day I messaged her, and I'm like, "Listen, you can take 3 weeks off from your trainer and work out with me and do the 21-day fix." And she was like, "You know what? You're right." And she bought a challenge pack the same day. I was like, "Okay."
Dang. Good.
Like, you just never know. And I think a lot of people would have taken that conversation with, "Oh, she's got a trainer, she's not interested." But I was like, you know what? It's 3 weeks and I inspire her. I bet her trainer doesn't. I mean, maybe, but I can do it better. And I think that, so I don't know. I mean, I know that was kind of a roundabout answer to your question, Jen, but I think that, I reached out to somebody that liked my posts a lot, that was really overweight, that I've known for 10 years, that I've seen her, gain weight over time through menopause and all of that. And I was like, I'm going for it. I love this person. And, the worst thing that can happen is I'm going to eat my words and beg her for forgiveness, but I can help her. And I messaged her, and she was like, "Oh my God, Angela, I just went to the doctor last week. I'm clinically obese. I'm so upset. I cannot thank you for reaching out to me, because I didn't want to reach out to you. I didn't know if you worked with people like me." And I was like, oh my God, and so, I mean, I guess it just depends on who it is and how I'm going to approach it. But, I'm going to do the best I can to say it in the right way.
I think when you come from your heart, I think it's different. If it's, hey, I see that person needs to work out, I need 2 points, then
oh, right.
But if you're like, oh my God, I want to help this person, then it's like, yeah, you can say the wrong thing, but they can tell. And I can tell that that's how you are. And that's why, part of your success. And I want to ask you one question real quick. When you have conversations with people, let everyone know, because I realized this last night, how many back and forths, like when you're talking to somebody, if it's not in person, like, is it just one message where you're like, hey, you want to be in my group? Oh, here's here's the link to buy the challenge pack. Give them an example, because I don't think that's what it is. If I'm wrong, tell them. But how many back and forths do you usually go?
Well, if they come to me, it's usually way fewer conversations, right? They've already made that decision.
Okay, but do you just say, if they come to you, is it just 2? Like, okay, what?
2 or 3, yeah, 2 or 3 back and forths, maybe a day or 2 may go through in that time period, because they came to me and I know they want this and they're ready almost because they came to me. If it's someone that I'm inviting, that definitely is going to take longer. I don't follow up with somebody every single day. I just think in life that's just weird. And so I will usually wait about a week before I follow back up with somebody. I usually would be like, hey, no pressure, but I have a group starting and I'd love for you to be in it if you were still interested, or if what we talked about the other day, really, really hit home with you. So, I mean, I will go back and forth with somebody that I invite probably 3 or 4 times, and then I leave them alone. And I hope my posts talk to them, because I've been inviting a lot the last few days, and I have gone back to people that I haven't talked to in months, and they're like, yeah, I think it's time, or, you know, whatever, because they're like, you're inspiring. I've been watching what you've been doing this last year or whatever. So I think as long as you're still doing your value post, then that's conversation kind of.
So that's like on the follow-up side, but when you're actually talking to the person that you approach and asking them questions and kind of getting to the point of how do you help them, is there a long process, or is it really like, hey, girl, come work out with me. Do you want to see what I do? Okay, let's get you set up for a challenge pack. Do you like high impact or low? And is that it? Or is it like more intense?
Yeah, it's not more intense. It really isn't. I'm not saying everyone I talk to is like, yes, send me the link, sign me up. But really, I think because I don't beat around the bush with how I can help them, that the conversation then just kind of ends in their court. And I'm like, okay, you know, let me know. I'll check back with you. Because all that back and forth forever, I mean, it's really hard to do that in this business. It drives me crazy because it hurts my brain.
Well, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
You want to have conversations with your family too.
I like that. You're very direct. I thank you.
Yeah, sure.
What are you reading for your PD right now?
Oh, God, did you have to ask me that question? Now you're going to be like, she is so not cool. I struggle with PD so bad. It is my area of struggle. I start books. I don't finish them. I'm pretty much self-diagnosed ADHD, if you can't tell. I get bored easily. And so I could tell you quite a few books that I'm reading that I haven't finished. We had this big talk in my team the other day, and I was like, y'all, I need help. I suck at PD. I can't finish something. I get bored. You know, in my head, I'm like, I could be selling a challenge pack. I could be changing someone's life. I could be doing this. And it's terrible because personal development is so important. So I try and listen to YouTube. Anything I can do on YouTube. Audible doesn't really work that well for me because I live in a small town and I can literally get from one place to the next in 5 minutes. So I don't do anything in my car. And it's really bad right now because my kids are home from school and I can't seem to get anything in for a long period of time. So it is my struggle. I'm trying to get better at it. So to answer your question, I'm not reading anything right now, but I just got a list of YouTube stuff and I'm about to watch. There.
Hilarious.
I'm not going to lie about it. It's hard for me.
What else? Do you do cold invites too, or just off the likes on your posts?
Both. Definitely both.
Do you run a like page also, or just a personal page?
I don't. I think I'm going to do a like page starting first of the year. That's kind of where I think when I'm going to do it. So I have such a strong personal page following that I've really put it off. But I feel like it's maybe I'm going to shoot myself in the foot if I don't do it soon because of Facebook and shutting pages down and you know, all that kind of stuff. So, I'm going to do that.
I think it will just give you broader reach. I don't think you're shooting yourself in the foot. I just think it will help you. You know, I didn't know if you're doing it or not, but where I think it will go for you is it'll help you reach people you don't already know.
Absolutely. And that's what I need to do. And that's great advice.
Well, we're not to do it now. You're doing really well. But when you're ready, I think it will broaden your exposure.
No, I agree.
Do you let people in your groups that say no to Shaco, or do you kind of depends upon the person?
Very rarely I will. Now, the Challenge Tracker app rocks for the Shaco component because I'm like, hey, in our groups, we log Shaco and workout every day. So there you go. You know, and I'm like, okay. And I think so many people that push back on Shaco, like that conversation right there when they ask if they have to have it, I say yes for my challenge group and for the full Mama Jama. Yeah, you do. You don't have to buy it ever again. but for my challenge group and to get best results in this period of time, yes, it's required.
And that just goes back to the confidence thing too.
Totally. In the beginning, I would say no, when I was like a baby coach and I was really scared to not require it. But, y'all know why it's so important. So I do.
Cool.
Not in a mean way. In a you're going to love it way. Yes, you do.
Any other questions, you guys?
Can you hear? I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
This is Cassie. I'm not on video because I dropped my phone in the toilet 2 days ago, and I'm using a spare phone that I didn't pee on. So anyway, my question is, I've been a coach for 3 years this month, and I'm always shocked and surprised at how my close friends and family don't want to just jump on board with me with this. And I wonder, with some top coaches like yourself, do you have a lot of friends or family, close friends or family that have followed you, or what do they make up your team or at least clientele?
Yes, tons of friends and family and more friends than family, are my challengers. A lot of friends are coaches. More friends were coaches when I first started out, and then quite a few of those have dropped off. I live in a small town. We can't all be Beachbody coaches, right? But yes, a huge part of it is friends and some family.
How old are your kids, by the way? I'm just curious.
Almost 5 and 9, and my stepkids are 15 and 19.
Stop it.
I know.
Oh my God.
Old.
You've got high school and kindergarten too.
Yes, you too? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. Driving and
And JT's just getting started.
yes,
I'll be rocking the walker. All right, guys, it's almost 9 o'clock. Anything else? We can let Ange go.
thank you, Angela.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
I appreciate you having me.
It's an honor. Thank you for doing it.
Of course. I hope I helped and I didn't ramble too much. And I'll be talking to you soon, JT.
All right. Thanks, honey. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. I'll go ahead and upload this to YouTube, and Jen, you can send Angela the link too if you want to share it with your team, Angela.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Guys.
Hugs.
Yeah, bye.
Hugs.